In my sessions with clients, one of the things I hear people struggle with the most is being able to discern between autonomy and dominion in leadership. And on the surface, they can look very similar. Both involve authority, both involve decision making, both involve influence. But internally, they come from two very different places. Autonomy is rooted in self governance, dominion is rooted in control. And that distinction matters more than ever right now because a lot of leaders are quietly wrestling with a question they don't always know how to articulate. How do I lead effectively without losing myself in the process? Especially in environments that reward high performance or certainty or speed or dominance. I'm Mariana, a first generation professional, certified leadership coach, and former talent development executive who supports 21st century leaders navigating complex career environments. As always, if you find this kind of content interesting or useful, please like and subscribe and share with a like minded learner. So, you can start out as a deeply values driven leader and slowly drift into becoming someone who feels disconnected from their own humanity. This observation has actually been validated through scientists at MIT who confirmed through repeated studies of people in power that the more power one accumulates, the narrower their capacity for empathy becomes. I've seen this happen with brilliant people, people who genuinely care about others, people who never intended to become reactive or overly controlling or, emotionally distant, like, always on. But leadership pressure has a way of testing identity. And autonomy says, I know who I am, what I value, and how I want to show up. Dominion says, I need to maintain control in order to feel secure, respected, or effective. One creates trust, the other creates compliance. And here's the complicated truth. Many leaders move into dominion without realizing it, not because they're bad people, but because fear, urgency, burnout, and organizational pressure are designed to quietly reshape behavior. You stop listening with open ears. You become less inclined to be collaborative. You begin managing outcomes more than relationships because you're mistaking authority for connection. And eventually, the people around you feel managed but not seen or heard. Being a human centered leader requires the willingness to be disciplined in disrupting that process, pausing and examining it, not from a place of shame, but from a place of awareness. Because leadership isn't just about what you accomplish, it's about who you are becoming while you're accomplishing it. And that requires staying connected to your core values, especially when you're under pressure, especially when success keeps giving you more and more power, especially when people stop challenging you and when leadership starts becoming part of your identity. So, over the past 18 months or so, I've found myself doing more and more values work with leaders, not just in helping them clarify what their core values actually are, but how they're choosing to operate from them. One of the healthiest questions a leader can ask themselves is, am I leading from alignment or fear? Because alignment sounds like, I can make difficult decisions and still remain grounded in my values without conflict. Fear sounds like, if I loosen my grip on control, everything's going to fall apart here. So autonomy allows space for others. Dominion often consumes space from others. And people can feel the difference. The leaders who I remember for leaving the deepest impact on me are rarely the ones who controlled every room. They're the ones who remain deeply anchored in themselves while creating safety and dignity and agency for others. That's real leadership maturity. Not in having power over people, but in having the stewardship of influence, being in power with other people. And honestly, this is ongoing work. No leader gets this right perfectly all the time. So let's do ourselves a solid and let go of that perception. Because we all have moments where stress narrows us, where our ego gets activated, where uncertainty reflexively makes us want to grip tighter. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is self-awareness strong enough to help us return to ourselves before leadership becomes performance instead of authentic practice. The goal is never to lose yourself in leadership. The goal is always to become more fully yourself through it. Do you agree? Hit me up in the comments and let me know what you think. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Stay gold, and I'll see you soon.